Hi everyone, and welcome to my new homestead. Oh my gosh, my plants out here have been really suffering and they're not looking their best. And a big part of that is because the irrigation that was put in place over here is not in well working order. And so I need to fix some of the irrigation before all of my plants can actually start thriving once again. Until I do that, I'm gonna have to hand water as well as just try to tackle and maintain what I can while I can. Now, we are also approaching fall, so that's part of the reason why the plants are also kind of dying down. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be deadheading as much as possible here and just really doing some garden maintenance. I have a lot of gardens over here, as you saw previously when I did my tour, and you were able to see how beautiful the flowers are. There is a ton of great, beautiful flowers here, and they are dying on me if I don't get with it. So that's what's in for today. It is in the afternoon, and the reason why I'm starting late is because the sun over here is hot. I knew I was coming into full sun, but I had no idea just how much sun. So let me turn the camera around. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Okay, so here's what I have. This is where I'm going to be tackling. It's quite a bit of a little bit of a garden. Now I'm not gonna mention every single plant because of the fact that I would be here a long time. I did bring two plants that are in this area, and one of them is my mum's that I've had in this container. It looks like it's whimpering a little bit, like water. And then I have a heuchera right here that I brought with me, and as you can see, was not doing well, but it's coming back. So I found a spot for it, so that's where I'm going to plant that. But yeah, I've got some boxwoods along the porch line all the way in the other side, and they're just being covered. I will talk about those at a later time, but right now the biggest goal is just to give these plants some breathing room as well as a new fresh start. So yeah, this is what I'm tackling. I believe that's candy tuft right here. I'm gonna thin that out. Candy tuft can be unruling, so I'm gonna be probably removing some of that. And all these lupins over here really desperately need to be cut down. I've got some dianthus need to be deadheaded over here. This plant here brings in a lot of butterflies, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I may keep some of them, but I've got peonies in the background as well that are just simply being covered and taken over from this particular flower. Got some echinacea over here, not a lot in this area here. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I really hope you enjoy this. And if you want to see more of this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification button so you catch me going forward. Lots of things are happening here. Okay, let me get started. It's starting to look much better and cleaner. So I'm gonna try to deadhead a lot of this right now, see where I'm at. Then I'll take you around, show you what I've done this far. Probably gonna call it a night because it's probably gonna get dark here soon. But at least I have this kind of looking a lot better. Yeah. one needs to be replaced. There's another one right here. Needs to be replaced. Okay, that takes care of one. Not too bad with mildew, as I thought. It'll be fine. Okay, let's get at this one. Okay, you guys, it is the next day, and I'm telling you, I was out here with the crickets last night. I didn't realize that the camera died, and so anyway, I ended up doing a little bit more than I was intending to. But anyway, let me show you really quick of what it looks like right now. You can probably see from right behind me anyway, but let's look at it really nice up and close. Okay, before it really rains, because I'm seeing a big, huge cloud coming over my head. So doesn't this look so much nicer? Now you can actually see the stepping stones. Before you couldn't even see them. But it's all nice and clean. I can actually see every individual plant now. Now I still want to take out some of the lupins. I really would like to get your thoughts on that. Would you pull them out? Would you keep them? I mean, they grow pretty big, as you saw. So I'm still on the fence, but I really like to hear your opinion. Now, the marigolds aren't perfect. I didn't get every little dead marigold, but for the most part, they look really good now. And they have a lot of blooms yet to bloom, so I'm really happy about that. Now, I don't know anything about marigolds. If you know how to prune marigolds, let me know. I have just never grown them, and I just never even thought about growing them. But after seeing them in this yard, I really want to grow different types of chrysanthemums and just grow an abundance of them, because not only are they good pollinators, but they also just stand out in the yard beautifully. And then when you put them next to black-eyed Susans, they almost look like they're one and the same, even though they're not. But they just look great. And again, they look really good considering that I neglected this whole garden area. So yeah, and I do want to grow a lot more echinacea. No more bee balm. I think there's plenty of bee balm in this whole yard to carry me through. But I really want to grow some flowers that I had in my other yard. As you know, I just really loved a lot of them, and I wasn't able to bring a lot of them. So yeah, I want to kind of recreate this a little bit where it makes sense for me and what I love, and hopefully the deer don't eat them. So we'll see. So anyway, let me bring you really close, because I'm just rambling now, but it's just out of excitement. So let me show you how I pruned them, and then you guys can tell me yay or no. But there's a couple blooms right here that are blooming, and so I kind of use that as a guide, and it almost looks like it's at this larger leaf node. And so that's kind of what I was doing. And there's still, like, again, there's a ton of buds still forming. So I think I've got a few more months to, at least a couple more months for these to continue blooming. But as you can see, you can actually see all the way across and over. And now you can see the boxwoods as well. Now, here's my dilemma with the boxwoods. I love them. I think they look beautiful while everything is manicured like this. However, once everything starts getting big, like all the lupins, you know, you saw how big they were and how everything else was kind of overgrown. It really hid those boxwoods. So this is what I'm vacillating and I need your help with, because I'm kind of thinking that if I brought these boxwoods here and put them over around in the front, would look so much nicer, and they would be in the forefront because they're going to be small like that anyway. And then I can build and put things in the background that are going to be tall, and I won't have to worry about hiding them. The way it was when you first saw this garden, you can even see the boxwoods. They were just all hidden back there. And things are going to grow. So, you know, unless I just do things that are very low down to where you can see them, that is also an option. But, you know, I like echinacea, golden seal, and that's going to eventually, you know, cover them. So let me know in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, now it looks so much cleaner. I can actually now see where all of my irrigation is, so that I can fix what I need to fix. The dianthus were absolutely gorgeous when they were in full bloom. As I think I was able to capture that in one of the videos, earlier videos. But the lupins, like she has two of them right here. This one is okay to have. That one's not necessary. So I'm going to be pulling that one out because it's just covering up the boxwood as it gets older. This one's okay. But then I get over to this direction and I have one over here that's really way too big because it totally covers then the boxwood. And then I have an azalea right here. And even though the azalea will bloom in the springtime and probably before this even comes up from the ground, but regardless of the situation, I think it's misplaced. In fact, the azalea might be a little misplaced as well because you can't see the peony back here unless you look at it from a different angle. And that's okay too. I still need to clean out both of these irises. These are spring irises that I'm sure are gorgeous. I just haven't seen the flowers yet because they were not in bloom when I actually occupied the property. And then over here, I'm pretty sure this is old candy tuft. I still need to kind of clear it away a little bit from the echinacea. It seems like it's crowding it a little bit. Now, the other thing that I did do is that I thinned this out. I was able to keep some of it. This particular plant, which I will put the name down in the description here because I'm not as familiar with this plant, but one thing that I did discover is that the roots are very surface, so it was very easy to pull out. So I did keep some of it. After all, because it is next to the boxwoods and it is pretty. And we'll see if it brings me butterflies or not. But the flower itself is really pretty, don't you think? I mean, look at how beautiful that little cluster is. And so, yeah, we'll see. But it obviously seeds out because it really was taking over this area. I did miss some weeds over here. And then over here, all these really need to be put into the dirt a little bit better just to make them more stable and to make them more flush to the ground. I think I'm going to reseed them. So yeah, separate video though. And then last night I was doing this lupin when my camera died, so now you can see the height of these and of both of this one and that one. And now they look a manageable size, which is great, but they do get big as you noticed. I definitely will keep that one. But this one I'm kind of thinking maybe a stone crop sedum would look really nice right here. And then I thinned out just a tiny bit of this one here. And then I trimmed all the marigolds. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know much about marigolds. What I have learned since living here is that they make for a beautiful, long-lasting cut flower. And that's what I do like about it. And it just makes this area look beautiful, especially with the different colors and having it filled with blooms. I love the colors. I love this color. This is such a beautiful color. And then you've got a little bit of yellows. Look at this one. Isn't that just gorgeous? Let me show you this one. That's beautiful. So yeah, this is all gonna look so much nicer now that it's cleaner, but they are gorgeous and they do have long-lasting blooms. So I love it for that reason. And then all this bungleweed right here. This here, it's beautiful. It grows these beautiful blue flowers, about 2-inch flowers. And it's really pretty. The coloring is pretty when they're watered and healthy. These ones are not that healthy. You can see them right here where you can see the array of color on them. And they are beautiful, but they grow out through the rhizome, and so they're kind of creeping into the marigolds, and they're going to crowd out and choke out the marigolds. So in my opinion, this is great for hanging baskets and maybe areas where you're not so concerned about flowers, but you want some ground cover. I think this is a great choice, but for right here, I don't think so. I do understand why she grew it, as well as with Creeping Jenny, and a lot of it is because this is the pump, I think, for the septic. As you can see, there's this other area right here. And I think because of that, she wanted to just put some ground cover. But, you know, I think lamium would be really pretty here, because lamium at least is the roots are very surface, so they're easy to pull out. This bungleweed over here, the root system really digs down into the ground. It gets a little bit more rooted, and so it makes it difficult to pull up. So keep that in mind when choosing ground cover and where you're putting it. I think I'm going to be adding more echinacea here. The bee balm, I kept it even though it's looking a little weathered, but I kept it because it's still beautiful. And I did give everything a good watering in the meantime while I'm waiting for my irrigation to be fixed, which I will be doing that. And then right here's a lot of dianthus, and it looks so much cleaner. I was able to get it away from the bee balm over here and just kind of clean it around. This right here, I think it was another lupin, and I decided to take it all the way down. Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then peony. I'm really curious to find out what color it is on all three of them over here. And these seem like they're pretty strong. And then I cleaned up my little lady over here. She's looking pretty happy right in this area, so I'm going to leave her there. But yeah, cleaned out the marigolds over here, as well as on this side. And yeah, looks really nice. I love it. So yeah, it looks really, really nice. Hey you guys, that's going to do it for me. I really hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, this is the start of my gardening here, and there's just so much more to do. I mean, I've got quite a few beds here that really need some attention. And so if you want to see more of this, please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you really like this video, because that really helps the algorithm and really gets me noticed, and I could use that. So yeah. So anyway, thank you. Love you. And I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or night, whatever time you see this, and I'll see you on the next one.